Open Distance Learning, or ODL, is the system of education wherein the teachers and the learners need not to be present at the same place or the same time. It is flexible in regard to any modalities and the timing in teaching and learning. It is used in the platform of e-learning, and the true motive of this open distance learning is in order to promote social distancing in order to curb the spread of the virus COVID-19 among university students in Malaysia. Whereas face-to-face learning is an instructional method, whereas the course content and the learning material are taught in person to a larger group of students. This requires a one-to-one interaction or one to a large group interaction. Basically, face-to-face learning is a traditional method of learning, and it is sometimes not require the use of internet or any digital platform. It is more directly from one person or a teacher to a larger group of students. This allows for a live interaction between them. So it is a direct method of exchanging education and information. Statistically, people who live in a city-centered area often enjoys a significantly faster internet speed compared to those who live in the rural areas. We take Kuala Lumpur as an example. The average speed of the internet in Kuala Lumpur is 800 megabytes. Let's look at the other place like in Sarawak. There, the internet speeds are expected to be lower in Kuala Lumpur. Even some areas in that state does not have any internet access at all. And let's look back several weeks ago during the MCO period. There's a viral student named Viviana Musibin who lives in Pita, Sabah. She had to climb up the trees in order to get the internet access. So this is clearly means that not all people or students have the privilege to get the good internet connections in order to enjoy the open distance learning. In addition, there have been a survey that been conducted by the Office of Faculty of Veterinary Medicine, and it been spread to all the students in the faculty. So, based on the result itself, it has been statistically proven that majority of us doesn't have a fast internet speed, and majority of it are scattered among the medium speed. But we do not have to forget the students that live in the rural areas, that sometimes they have no internet access at all and a lower internet speeds, that maybe during the open distance learning it could be a source of distraction and problem for them to keep up with all the online teaching materials when they cannot get access to the internet or even lagging due to the low internet speed. Also, I have used the social media platform such as Instagram to do a poll to see which method of learning did my followers tend to choose. Is it the face-to-face learning or the online learning? Well, based on the results of the poll, I can conclude that majority of my followers tend to choose face-to-face learning compared to online learning. They tell me that they choose the face-to-face learning as they have problems with the internet. They have a low internet speed, they got no connection to the internet, or maybe it is not conducive to use the internet when there are many students in a one certain platform such as Zoom. It can cause lagging or delay. And the minority of them choose the online learning because they are really not prepared yet to face a direct contact with another person during this COVID seasons, or maybe they prefer the online class because they are being comfortable to learn from home.
So, Assalamualaikum Doctor. So the next part of our video will be about the underlying reasons that contribute to our issue that we impose. So firstly, it would be the limitation of technology. So user-friendly and reliable technology is very critical to ensure a successful online program. However, even the most sophisticated technology is not 100% reliable. Breakdowns can occur at any point along the system. For example, the server which hosts the program could crash and cut all the participants off from the class. Even a participant may access the class through a network computer which that could go down, and even the individual PCs can have numerous problems which could limit the students' access. And finally, internet connection could even fail, or the institution hosting the connection could become bogged down with users and either slow down or fail altogether. In situations like this, the technology is neither seamless nor reliable, and it can detract them from the best learning experience. So the second underlying reason is the equity and accessibility to technology. So before any online program can be successful, it must have students who are able to access the online learning environment. So lack of access, whether it be for economical or logistic reasons, will exclude these otherwise eligible students from the course. So this is a significant issue in especially rural and lower socio-economic neighborhood. So as far as the internet accessibility is concerned, it is not universal. And in some areas of Malaysia, and even other parts of the world, internet access poses a significant cost to the user. Some users pay a fixed monthly rate for their internet connection, while others are charged for the time they spend online. So if the participants' time online is limited by the amount of internet access they can afford, then instruction and participation in the online program will not be equitable for all students in the course. Okay, so and the last but not least, the students can contribute to the issue itself. Although this online learning can be a highly effective alternative medium for education, especially for the mature and self-disciplined students, it is an inappropriate for the more dependent learners. So online asynchronous education gives the student control over the learning experience and allows for flexibility of their study schedules for the non-traditional students. However, this places a greater responsibility on them. So in order to successfully participate in this online program, so the student must be well organized, self-motivated, and possess a high degree of time management skills in order to keep up with the pace. So for these reasons, online education is not appropriate for younger students such as primary school students and other students who are more dependent learners and have difficulty assuming responsibilities required by the online paradigm.
Assalamualaikum and a very good day. I bid to Dr. Munta. By looking at the ongoing problem, we have discussed 4 solutions for the topic, which is education's inequalities during COVID-19. First of all, for the first solution is provide a free mobile data, which is a broadband to all the students. University can take actions by giving a sufficient amount of internet capacity to the student. Actually, it is focusing on the students that really can't afford to buy or purchase data or Wi-Fi. That is very important for them to use in accessing all the online classes and also assignment. For the second one is set a flexible submission period. It is actually focused on the students that having difficulties or lack of internet access or maybe a bad internet coverage to submit all their works or assignment. For instance, let's say they are unable to submit their assignments on time, they can find another way, which is like they can go to the nearest cyber cafe to get an internet coverage. For the third point is accessible teaching material, which is educators. Actually, they are the ones that are responsible to provide sufficient teaching material for the students. So, like for example, they should make a recording of the lectures that they have to teach and upload it for the students to view. Not only that, they also can make an interesting PowerPoint slide in order to improve the student understanding, which is like toward the particular topic that they have to learn. Last but not least is offer personal classes for those students that have very bad internet coverage. These solutions is only applicable and also specialized for students who really have no internet access, especially for those students that stay in the rural area. It is very useful for them as the educators can help in terms of coaching them personally via a phone call. In fact, like even though they didn't have any, like they have like very limited access of internet, so that they can be able to cope with all the lectures that have been taught by all the educators. Among the 4 solutions that are been stated before, the best solution for this case, which is education inequalities during COVID-19, is providing a free mobile data, which is broadband, to all the students by giving a sufficient amount of internet capacity to the student. So actually it is focusing on the student that can't afford to buy or purchase data or any Wi-Fi that is very important for them to use in accessing all the online classes and also assignment. So government or university should provide internet from several telecommunications company for them to choose which one is the best coverage in their own area. So like by doing that, it is very sufficient for the students to get strongest coverage and also have the least disruptions, especially when completing all the current assignment that they need to submit. So that's from us. Thank you.